This is the Cover 3 Tailgate. And welcome back to the Cover 3 podcast here on CBS Sports. That's Tom Fornelli. That's Bud Elliott. That's Danny Kanell. I'm Chip Patterson coming to you live at youtube.com/cover3 and everywhere you get your podcast on demand. Thanks for hanging out. Smash that subscribe, smash that like, and come and join us in the chat, a.k.a. the Cover 3 Tailgate, where they are ready to get it locked up for championship week. That's right. We are going to be giving you our very best bets for championship weekend. Because it's obviously just a 9-game slate, we'll be able to hit some of the coaching carousel headlines that we did not get to as well. But before we get into all of that fun, as we welcome Bud Elliott back, into the fold here, he has survived National Signing Day. So, Bud, how did it go? How are we doing? And what were some of the big headlines that you feel like, I mean, you don't need to rip through everything, but just the thing that truly you felt like was significant just sitting there and watching everything unfold yesterday?
So I think the biggest thing is like we have talked about how the 12-team playoff, which gives more teams hope, more reason to actually like still believe in their team late into the season, undoing some of the wrongs of the 4-teamer, right? Which kind of like took a crap on all the bowl games and basically told a lot of teams that your season's over, even though it wasn't. Like you were getting told by the 4-letter network that it was because they own the playoff. That plus NIL plus portal has started to spread out the talent in the sport. This is the first signing day that I can remember where it really, really started to spread out at high school. 21 different schools signed a 5-star. That's a record. Pre-NIL, the record was 15. So you're talking like a third more schools signing a 5-star. The best quarterback went to Houston. The third best quarterback, in my opinion, the second best, to be honest, but the third best quarterback went to Vanderbilt. So like 2 of the top 3 players in the country went to Houston and Vandy. A decade ago, 85 points in the rankings separated 1st and 16th. Now, 85 points separates 1st and 32nd, right?
Ooh.
Like the talent is so much more spread out. Georgia signed a nice class. If Georgia signed the class they signed yesterday, 5-6 years ago, their fans would be having an absolute meltdown right now. Like that's how much worse it was than pre-NIL when, there were probably 25 teams that were spending real money on players, and the SEC had like half of those, roughly. Like now everybody can buy players. Like Shane Gillis said to Indiana Saban, or what would he call him?
It's Indiana Jones, but it was I can't remember the way that he twisted it. It was good.
Was that Alabama Jones?
Alabama Jones.
Alabama Jones. Yeah, like when Shane Gillis was joking, but like completely not joking on the game day set about, hey, it's like it's no fun for you when everybody can buy players, right, Nick? And then Saban kind of went on a little meltdown. Now everybody can buy players, and like there can only be one highest paid player in everybody's class. So now school A can say, hey, kid committed to school B, we're going to make you our highest paid player. You're the 9th highest paid player in that class. He's going to be like, yeah, you guys both have class. You guys both have 100 yards. I'll go there.
I'm glad you brought up the Georgia piece of this and also the gap. I didn't put together as I was looking at everything, the points gap that has everything more compressed, which means that because I was thinking like, oh man, they came over Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. Y'all are used to just passing around the number 1 ranking like hot potato. Mm-hmm. We've got USC at number 1. We've got Oregon. We've got Notre Dame. That is, I mean, even to look at Washington's got a top 25 class.
Washington's class is really nice. Like for Washington standards, like that. Like if Fish is staying there, which apparently he is now, like that's a hell of a class for them to get.
It feels like we've just got a more diverse collection of players at the very top. Now, that said, I think that the piece that I, again, didn't recognize is that it doesn't mean Georgia and Alabama's classes stink. It just means that they aren't able to hoard all of that talent right at the very top quite
Correct.
The way that they used to 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, the top players in each of those classes are probably pretty close to what they usually would have been. You just can't have 7 or 8 guys that are like, top 20 nationally on a class anymore.
Yep.
I mean, like payrolls matter, right? Like Georgia, how are you going to fit in Curtis to the payroll at Georgia?
How scared is the SEC right now looking at these recruiting rankings?
I mean,
Illinois' top 25.
Yeah.
North Carolina's top 25.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time the top 3 and 4 of the top 6 were not SEC or were non-SEC schools?
That's what I'm saying. New era.
Turns out the league that makes more money now has the best recruiting classes.
I said this on air yesterday. I was like, hey, Big Ten, you guys make more in the SEC. Congrats on spending it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true Notre Dame had 0 decommits from the class? Yeah. Holy cow. And did you know Marcus Freeman was on the Today Show yesterday?
I did not, but that's a good choice by them.
So do you know what I said? Do you know what I said to my wife? I said, that shows how confident he is in his class. That man woke up on National Signing Day and strolled into the Today Show. I said, I'll tell you, there are a lot of programs that woke up sweating bullets, firing off text messages, and Marcus Freeman's chatting it up with Hoda. Savannah. What?
Also, wait, NBC plays on.
No, I mean,
that's just good marketing.
But
That's brilliant.
I still think of just like the headspace of a head coach,
no doubt.
National Signing Day morning. You're just, because of course, the comment came back. It's like, he's beautiful. There is no way that's a college football coach. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Speaking of recruiting, we are so excited because new on Paramount Plus is a new series from executive producer Taylor Sheridan called 5 Star. It follows the freshman seasons of #1 recruit Bryce Underwood, #5 recruit Devin Sanchez, who of course went to Ohio State, #9 recruit DeCorian Moore, who went to Oregon, and the #19 recruit Malachi Goodman, who went to Penn State. 5 Star blends the high-stakes college football action with a coming-of-age story for these freshmen. Beyond the game, these teenagers face the weight of fame, media attention, and newfound wealth testing their identities. While it's a whirlwind of firsts, both on and off the field, these are the moments that will shape who these athletes will become. 5 Star is streaming on Paramount Plus, and watch now. Now, we are biased. Are we biased because it's on Paramount Plus, where you can find a mountain of entertainment? Absolutely. But also because our own Bud Elliott participated in the making of this. Bud, what can you tell the people about what they can expect? And I mean, where can we look for you? Do you know where you're in it yet?
I have not had a chance to watch because I was on signing day coverage yesterday. Then I had to go coach the Santa Slayers. So that was interesting. We played the team that's won states back-to-back. And that did not go super well to start the game, and we battled back, did not win. I don't know where I'm actually in the doc. This was a lot of fun to shoot. It was also news to me that it was on Paramount Plus because either not very good at reading, or I didn't know they sometimes hire other production companies to do things that are on other networks. So we would have been promoting this even earlier had I known it was actually on Paramount Plus, and that's probably just on me. It was really cool to talk about these guys because you see them, starting as sophomores in high school, and then also be able to comment on their journey so far as freshmen. They got great access to the players as well in this to talk about some of the struggles. Damian's in this as well. Damian Harris talking about former 5-star running back who was a star at Bama and then played New England and a couple teams there in the league. We watched a couple of his clips that were on social as well, and I think it's a pretty cool product, man.
Awesome. Go and check that out on Paramount Plus. Before we get to our locks recap from week 14, let's pull up that splash contest because the leaderboard is awfully impressive. So as we are heading into the final week of our splash contest, as you can see right there, the best record, I kid you not, 60-24 against the spread on the college football season for 69 nice points. Now, while Slade Picks username is 58-26, he's clearly been using his best bet, his little star, very well, because he is also tied for first place on points. Colin, let's see, Jim, so many more who are checking in there. Incredible records, 55-29, 58-26. Those of you who had the perseverance to be able to just not only keep firing, but keep firing winners, we appreciate you. And of course, for participating in this contest at Splash. As I mentioned, I let go of the rope and kind of fell a little bit closer to the 500 mark. I think I'm 2 games above 500 now, which has me in the 1000s. I don't know. Is anybody else anywhere close to the top?
I'm 19.
Ooh, scroll down. Scroll down.
I gotta see this. Bud Elliott.
Yeah.
There he is.
52 and 32, 62 points, tied for 19th.
I got to get some winners this weekend. I mean, like that. Am I eligible to win money in this contest?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
the only reason I'm not at the top.
So do I take it to give like I don't want to take money from one of our listeners.
I'm pretty sure that whoever's responsible for the tournament can arrange something.
Okay.
If I were you, I would go for the pride of finishing in the money.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 52 and 32 is not in the money. And I looked, and there's like 6,400 people in the pool. So
yeah.
like, right.
So there's that's a lot of people who've been participating.
It would be a disservice, like Sarkeesian said, if I do not earn money if I go 52 and 32. Like this is, you know.
You're talking about your record like it's 9 and 3. All right. So let's go ahead. And yes, I saw in the tailgate, run it back next year. If our good friends from Splash will have us, absolutely. You know, we had a lot of fun doing it and we'd love to keep it going. All right. Let's review. Speaking of Bud being 19th, how about Bud Elliott being 11 and 3 in week 14? The wins were Egg Bowl under 63.5, Iowa -6, Ohio State -9.5, Memphis team total under 33.5, Kent State +5.5, Florida -1, Alabama -5.5, Alabama first half -3, Utah State +3.5, LSU +10.5, Pitt team total under 21.5. The very few losses: Texas A&M -2, Virginia Tech +10, Tennessee -2.5. But I can't imagine there's a laundry list of complaints coming out of that one.
My only complaint is you didn't read that fast enough. Are we doing fast recaps here? Let's go, Chip. No, honestly, I think I was probably one lucky on this, but most of them were okay. I felt pretty good. I didn't realize how many I was firing in that show. I looked down. I was like, good God, that's a lot. But I felt like pretty decent about a lot of stuff, just not great about a whole lot of stuff. And it just kind of went my way, you know?
All right. And that is 11 and 3 for the week, has you at 77 and 69 for the season. 6 and 4 week for me. Your wins were Iowa -6, Ohio State third quarter -2.5, Stanford +33, Louisville, Kentucky under 47, Iron Bowl first half under 23.5, and Tulane Charlotte under 53.5. Took a loss on the Georgia team total over 37.5, the over 51.5 in Texas A&M, UCF team total under 14.5, USC team total over 41.5. 6 and 4 for the week has me at 81 and 69 for the season. 5 and 7 week for Danny Kanell. The wins were the Territorial Cup, Arizona State under 48.5, Stanford +33, Oregon -6.5, the LSU, Oklahoma under 36.5, Miami -6.5, and then the losses were the Georgia Tech, Georgia over 59.5, Texas A&M -2, Nebraska +6.5, Michigan +10.5, as well as Auburn +6.5, SMU -13.5, and Purdue +28.5. What do we take away?
Oklahoma unders. Take them to the bank. No matter what they said it. Just keep going under.
I mean, just a big old smile thinking about how rocking chair that under 36.5 is in a LSU Oklahoma game. Again, as I think I said Saturday night, there was a time where that game had Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and 1 billion points. And that was not that. 5 and 7 for the week has Danny at 65 and 71 for the season. Tom, 3-6 week for you. Sipping on scissor. Wins were Ohio State -9.5, Stanford +33, Illinois -6.5. Took a loss on the Iowa Nebraska under 39.5, Texas A&M over 51.5, Army UTSA over 51.5, UCF team total under 14.5, FSU +1.5, Tulsa -7.5. What do we do?
Last time I ever tried to show solidarity with my podcast brothers by betting Florida State, that's for damn sure. Iowa and Nebraska ought to be ashamed of themselves for that performance. BYU ought to be ashamed of itself for allowing 14 points to UCF right out the gate. But mostly I'm ashamed of myself because I got a text from my wife just now that said I suck. So that's a real nice thing to say to me right before the Locks Pod. Dude.
Wonder what she thinks of me then.
She just knows Christmas gifts ain't gonna be that great this year, man.
I know.
She hear all the chatter about you're gonna have a big week, catch Chip, and then you know.
Was she watching the show where you talked about Jenny shopping for you? I hope we cashed in on the poker money.
It's like, all right, we're going to the lake.
All right, 63-63 for the season 4 time. Let's get that out of there. We got championship week on deck. So I ask you, gentlemen, y'all ready to lock it up?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this thing.
Since 2005, the under in games between service academies is 40-9-1.
We're picking locks.
Give me an over in this one as well. A little 2-for-1 special.
Don't get these locks.
I was a sicko last week. Y'all were watching the good games. I was live betting the hell out of ULM Kentucky.
My Blue Plate special 5-star locks are coming.
5-star master lock. Lock it up. Love these locks.
I'm living and dying every point, every cover.
From the locking chair to your eyes and ears, a reminder that locks are sponsored all season long by Cash App. Making money moves should be easy, and that's why there's Cash App. It's fast, safe, and honestly, way more personalized than the other apps out there. Our thanks to Cash App for sponsoring the Locks Pods and our season-long Locks competition. All right, boys, we're just going to run through these games one by one. We'll start with the big ones, and it does not get bigger than number 1 versus number 2, 12-0 versus 12-0, Ohio State and Indiana in Indianapolis. And so I ask, who's got a lock? Everybody? Bud, are you sitting out?
No, I'm not sitting this thing out.
All right, go. You got honors.
I'm laying it with the Buckeyes. Tom was right on where this move was going to go, by the way. I bet Ohio State a lot this year. Clearly, I'm just too high on this team relative to market, but I'm going to continue to be too high on this team relative to market. I'll lay the 4. I think they're just a better team. They're the only team in my ratings that stands out as clearly above everybody else. And after that, it's a big cluster of 11 teams from 2 to 12. So I'll lay the 4 with Ohio State. I know it's probably this might go to 3.5. I don't know, but we got to make picks on Thursday. And I just think that team's just a lot better than everybody else.
Can I give myself credit for a win for being right about the line?
Because I thought it was going to go to 7.
Right. We talked about that. Yeah.
Lock agreement on Ohio State -4.
Oh.
Ooh.
And then my other play in this game, which is kind of correlated. Where did it go? Indiana team total under 21.5. Ohio State hasn't allowed more than 16 points in a game all year. Indiana, maybe they'll break through. They're the best team Ohio State's played all season, but we have seen Indiana, when it's played Iowa, struggled to score. When it played against Oregon, it put 30 points on the board, but it's not like the offense had a brilliant day. When it played Penn State, it struggled to score for 3 quarters before, for the second half of the game before finally rallying to win it late. So it won't shock me at all if Indiana's offense struggles against Ohio State. Everybody else does.
I would agree. Is there anybody else playing this?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. All right. At the end, I've got a kind of a different play, not for locks, but I think it's interesting to discuss.
Okay. Danny, you got anything?
Trying to remember if you had this on our pick show yesterday, but I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
Did you have first half under?
No. It was when we did our pick show yesterday on HQ Spotlight, I got 20.5 and I took the over, and it is a tight enough game that 21, I'm not going to key
number.
What?
Kind of a key number.
Kind of a key number. But my principle was 20.5 for Fernando Mendoza. I kind of felt that, but I've got something else, Danny. If you going first half?
I'm going to go first half under. What number can I get?
First half under. Let's check here on. Thank God I don't have to say spank odds anymore. Spot odds.
23.5 at acceptable juice.
All right, I'll take the 23.5. I know 24.5 I would love, but it's at -138 or something like that. So I'll take the 23.5. I think this is the best defenses these teams have played all year. I think it might take a little bit of time for them to figure out what the defense is doing, kind of a sluggish start. And then I do think there's too much firepower to figure out late in the game. There's too many weapons on the field, but I'll go first half under.
Tailgate's picked up on my scent. I can't mask these pheromones. We got 2 plays for this one. We start after halftime with one of the best third quarter programs in America. We're going Ohio State -0.5 point. Then in the fourth quarter, we flip-flop. Okay. We flip-flop. Then we go to one of the best fourth quarter programs in America with the coach who smokes it through the filter. We're going Indiana in the fourth quarter plus a half a point. So again, Ohio State third quarter minus a half a point, Indiana fourth quarter plus a half a point.
You're going to parlay it too?
No.
Okay.
We got it.
Chip knows parlays are for suckers. Pre-flop quarter bets are what the sharps are doing.
Oh my God.
We ride. We dance with the day that brought us. We ride with what we came in on. So yeah, we're gonna throw both of our principles out here. Ohio State third quarter, Indiana fourth quarter. I tell you what, it is going to be dangerous, but I'm ready, especially in the 8 p.m. kickoff. I'm ready to play second half of the last game of conference championship Saturday. Buckle up, let's ride.
Let's go. All right. One interesting thing here. My buddy Jordan put this together, and I don't mind saying on the air, he already bet it. Instead of saying Heisman, you can do Ohio State minus 4.5, saying over 325, saying 3 or more passing touchdowns for plus 1184 on FanDuel. Same game parlay. Because if you look at the straw poll from the Athletic and On 3, Sayan's odds of winning the Heisman are like not well priced right now in the market. Like there's a lot of voters who are projected at this point to leave him off their ballot, like entirely. Like he's just not, like there's some people who have him first, but there's a lot of people who don't have him in like the top 5 and top 3. So typically the Athletics one is pretty good actually at projecting what like general modeling of the market. So you got to think if he's gonna need a big game to win it. If that's your logic, I would rather bet something that's almost 12-1 than his current price at 2 or 3-1.
There's a similar push conversation when Mac Jones was at Alabama and Devontae Smith won. Starting to hear a lot of people say, "Is Julian Sayin even the best player on his team?" And then you start going through it, and you're like, Jeremiah Smith is better, Carnell Tate may be better. Caleb Downs may be better. Like if you rank the most important players on Ohio State teams, and yet he's been phenomenal. I don't love that argument, but he does benefit from a lot of those players around him. But I feel like there's a push that's been coming. And like if he wins, it's like, oh, they're so much better. And if Mendoza wins, it's like, oh, look at this upset he pulled off. And then if that's the case, if Mendoza loses, then Diego Pavia is sitting right there.
Sayin doesn't I don't know. If anybody,
he's been so good.
That's what I'm saying. Like Sayin is not some schlub game manager who's just.
I know.
Yeah.
He's also like what, the number 1 rated passer on PFF.
But neither was Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a phenomenal year.
So I was talking about these two on CBS Sports HQ this morning, and Mendoza's got 32 touchdowns. Sayin has 30. Sayin's number 1 in passer rating. Mendoza's 3rd. Sayin has a potentially historic completion percentage, but Mendoza's 4th in the nation. I mean, they both only have 5 interceptions despite having almost 300 pass attempts. I don't know what you want me to do. And it's a very, very, very tough battle, tough comparison if you're looking at those two. So I'm not ready to throw Sayin to the side just based on the idea that he's some bus driver. He's been awesome this season.
Same.
All right. Anything else on Big Ten?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to take Indiana, but it's hard to get in front of that steamroller.
Do it.
Don't
be scared.
I'm trying to think where I'd feel more dumb. Like if I passed up and laid the points with Ohio State, or I was like, Kirk Cignetti did it again. He kept it close, I'll just sit it out.
Then we move to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. Does Kirby Smart have an Alabama problem? He is just 1-7 against the Crimson Tide as the head coach of the Dogs. Alabama, of course, got into this game thanks to their victory 27-20 over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. So as we're looking at this game, who's got a lock?
I do.
All right, go for it.
First half under 24.
And let me hit the children.
We talked about it on the big game breakdown. All 24 of Alabama's points in the first meeting came in the first half. Georgia shut them out in the second half. Georgia's great at making adjustments. Georgia now is more prepared for this rematch. I also think that Alabama's offense overall the last month has been kind of sputtering a bit, and I think that that continues into this game. But I also think that, Alabama's defense, even though they will not have LT Overton in this game, I don't know if you guys saw that on the injury report yesterday, that came out that he will miss the game. I think that's a big loss, but I still think defensively Alabama's good enough to slow down Georgia. And we just see Georgia typically come out and just kind of throw jabs. They don't really look for haymakers until later in the game. So I think the first half of this game, the pace of it will dictate a lower scoring affair.
Let me throw in one more, especially on the injury front. Georgia starting center Drew Bobo banged up in the Georgia Tech game. He has been ruled out for this one.
For the for the playoffs, right? Or
could be the rest of the season.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think it's official, but
I don't think that's official either. The only thing that is official is he is out for this game. So we are just looking at this game. I think that the idea that a Georgia offense that has not always been on the front foot, now you're also dealing with backup center type situation there. So it reinforced sort of what my gut was, which was that this is going to be a little bit lower scoring early.
They were shockingly bad when he went out against Georgia Tech, non-functional for a while.
Yep.
So I'm going to take you back to the 2023 season. Okay. Washington against a Nick Saban, Kirby Smart tree defense, smokes Oregon in the first game. Not smokes them, but they up and down the field on them, right? Then all of a sudden they don't look all that great down the stretch. Everybody's talking about Oregon. Oregon's looking great. I bought into. I bet Oregon in that game. What's Washington do? Come out there in the first half. Okay, Oregon's making adjustments. They're ready for this. 20 points in the first half for Washington. 4 drives over 60 yards. Just moved it on them. I'm taking Alabama. I have Bama rated as a better team than Georgia. I'll take those 2.5.
Let the children sing.
I mean, if they can put up 400 something yards on Oklahoma's defense, I'm confident they can move it on Georgia.
Same. And is it out there for a field goal or no? Is that some?
No, it's just
Both.
2.5.
No, there's no threes. They all got bet.
All right.
Yeah. At least I don't think. Hold on. Let me dig.
Fight. Let's go.
There's a 3. There's a 3.
Where?
But I've got
Rivers.
But I get 2.5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Been a streak snapping season, hadn't it, boys? Right? Ryan Day snaps the streak against Michigan. You've got Tennessee snaps the streak in the swamp. You got just, a good a page-turning season in college football here in 2025. And I think Kirby finally takes down Alabama in the big body bends. They have been the Georgia Tech, the injury to Drew Bobo and the Georgia Tech game in general should give me a little bit pause. It really should. But so has everything Alabama has done. The last time that Alabama put up 30 points against an FBS opponent was mid-October. I think that this is a Georgia team that has grown up. They started young. And I think they're ready to have maybe not their fastball again because of the injuries along the offensive line. But did you know that they have trailed? They trailed in 7 of their 8 SEC games and went 7-1. There's something in this the DNA of these dogs. So I'll lay the 2.5 with Georgia.
It's the inbreeding in the yoga.
It leads to their noses, their breathing,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. All right. Anything else here on the SEC?
Nope.
All right.
Well, hey, if you were Bama, if you're like, hey, Kirby, we'll sit Overton if you sit Bobo, you're taking that deal all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, but they're not. I mean, Overton's more edge, but
Right. I'm just saying as far as how much they matter for your team, because Overton is really good.
Yeah.
Really good. But I just think, I don't know. I have a hard time shaking how bad Georgia looked when Bobo went down.
Fair. Totally fair. All right. Now let's go to Dallas or Arlington, North Texas Metroplex, as the as AT&T Stadium will be the site of the Big 12 title game. Texas Tech BYU rematch from earlier this season. Who's got a lock?
DK?
Under
49?
49 and a half. Yeah, under 49 and a half. Whatever it's at right now. We talked about this game, the big game breakdown. I thought BYU's defense did a pretty good job in the first game against them. I would expect them to take care of the football better. Bear Bachmeier's first big spot on the road. I know this is a huge stage. I just think they'll be a little bit better taking care of the football. I don't see them putting up a ton of points, but on the flip side, I think BYU's defense was on the field a lot, kept having to come back out there, and yet they kept on doing a pretty decent job. Baron Morton, I don't trust him to make the big plays enough, so I'm going to take the under. I think both defenses shine.
Lock agreement.
Woo.
Yeah, I don't think this game is going to be all that different than the first one. I mean, BYU's offense couldn't do anything against this Tech defense. I don't think they're going to do much in this game. And we also saw that despite all the turnovers and short fields, Texas Tech's inability to score in the red zone really haunted them in this game and really kept it from being an even bigger blowout than the score suggested. And I don't think Texas Tech has finished those issues. And I think BYU is still pretty good at defending in the red zone. So I'm going to go under, but I'm also going BYU team total under 17.5.
Good number.
Ooh. Chip?
Nope. I'm sitting this one out.
Wow, Chip doesn't care about the Big 12.
I'm going to lay it with Tech, 12.5.
Sensible.
I agree that they have had red zone issues. I do think that they scored about the fewest possible points you could score given the field position and how many trips they had in the red zone. And if they get just some positive regression there, just a little bit better luck, I think they'll be able to put it on them. I don't think that BYU can block them. And they also do have incentive to run this up because as much as it'd be cool to have a home game in Lubbock, they won't know the result of Georgia-Bama. And I do think if Bama beats Georgia and Tech crushes BYU, they're going to be able to tell the committee, hey, we are 2 touchdowns better than everybody we played when we had our quarterback, right? 12-1. I think they will jump Georgia if Bama beats Georgia and they actually cover this line.
You all are making sensible decisions. I feel like this game's a little bit of a powder keg. It could get a little weird, right? Yeah.
If I will say, I'm a little, I don't know, Utah down the stretch was a little squirrely, right? So I'm not totally BYU. That's a good win for them, a very good win. Obviously, it's hard to win in Utah, but Utah looked a little weird down the stretch with that run defense. So I'm kind of all right, is Utah really as good as I think they are? Some of the metrics think, man, how do you value BYU off that?
Oh, hold on. Bud, are you suggesting that you might also be leaning towards the side of Utah might be computer trickers?
They could be computer trickers.
It's an allegation out there. All right. Then also at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time, you'll have the Big Ten on your main screen. And then over there on your tablet, you'll have the ACC championship game between the Virginia Cavaliers and the Duke Blue Devils. Who's got a lock? Go for it.
Give me the over 57.5. I think we saw Virginia tear this Duke defense apart in the first meeting and then take their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter and still finish with 31 points. So maybe they don't have to take their foot off the gas in this fourth quarter in this one. And also, I do think that Virginia's defense, it's not exactly elite. And we saw, I think Duke can move the ball against it and do better in this rematch than they did in the very first game where they didn't score until the very end of the game. So I think 57.5 is a little bit low here. That's really as simple as it is.
Bud?
Chip?
Oh, I was just going to tell you that, Bud, this is really just for you, but anybody else who's interested, we are dealing with 42 degrees at kickoff and 87% humidity It is going to be damp and cold, as promised and as deemed by the prophecy, as Duke and Virginia are taking place. Also, Duke's defense did allow Robbie Ashford to throw for more than 300 yards last year. That is, yes, that Robbie Ashford threw for more than 300 yards against this Duke defense last week.
Will not be windy, though.
It will not be windy. That's right.
I'm going to go Duke team total over 27.5. I think they will blitz a lot. That might allow some scoring. To Tom's point, I think Duke will get the ball back a good bit. Maybe a little chaos, slick field. I like over 27.5.
Give me Duke plus 4.5. It's the ACC. I mean, Manny Diaz possibly coaching for Penn State. I think Darren
maybe Manny Diaz has spent all week preparing for Penn State.
Yeah, you've been fading the coaches in this position all season long.
Distractions.
Yeah. It's a chaos game for sure. If I'm to make a guess, I'm gonna say mostly who's in the building. A lot of blue and orange.
There's going to be a lot of teal. What color are the Panthers?
Yeah, that blue,
first.
Whatever color that is of the stands.
Hey.
There's going to be a lot of that color.
If
I saw him on one of these TV shows. Apparently, UVA has never won an outright conference title in football. They've had like a couple shared ones.
Yeah, George Welsh might have had a couple shared ones, but that might check out. Duke, I think it was outright 1989 with Spurrier. That's what they're going to be looking to go ahead and match.
If Manny Diaz wins the ACC before Mario, my God.
Hold on, I got to write down to text that to Kevin Clark if it does happen.
Timed text for 11:28.
Siri, make a note. If Duke wins the ACC championship, text Kevin about Mario winning it before, or whatever.
Does this impact? How does this game impact Miami at all?
I've created your Duke wins the ACC championship text, Kevin, about Mario winning it for. Note, it says Duke wins the ACC championship text, Kevin, about Mario winning it for whatever.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
Everybody's phone has a reminder to text Kevin.
So good.
Your Siri is British?
Yeah, I changed it to a British woman. It makes it sound more sophisticated.
All right, hold on. What was your question? How does this impact Miami? I don't think it. Oh, here's the only thing that I would say. If you want to go full conspiracy, because Jim Phillips did tell the Associated Press on Tuesday that he has been he said the ACC has been in constant contact with the selection committee and will continue to be in constant contact with the selection committee right up until the selections are final. To which I would say, if there's any tampering or if there's any thumb on the scale, ain't no chance in hell they're getting two teams in. Like, if the ACC is going to be thrown a bone, it would be in the all right, we're going to have to put James Madison in. We'll give you Miami. We'll bring out the head-to-head. Right. But if Virginia wins, sorry, Miami, you're done, because Virginia is going to be able to take that one spot.
Am I nuts to think that if Duke wins this, they will have 3 or 4, maybe 5 wins better than any of JMU's wins?
You are not nuts to think that, and Jim Phillips has said the exact same thing.
You don't think that carries weight in the committee?
They got against Illinois.
Right.
Because he's saying y'all spent, and by the way, Aaron Beard at the Associated Press rocks. I don't know if you guys have ever run into him at any time, but he's just awesome. And he had the interview, he had the story out on the AP, and Jim Phillips said, hey, you guys were talking about strength of schedule all off season. Well, look at James Madison's strength of schedule and look at all the teams that, Duke has beaten. Even though it's a 7-5 record, it's still all of these wins that are better than James Madison's best win. It is possible that even if Duke wins, they do the okie doke, call Virginia a quality win, and just slide Duke in there.
That's what I think too. And yet they're 18-1. I'm like,
this was the basis of why I was saying James Madison didn't have a shot for the last whatever months. But it's going to be, if it's a 5-loss Duke, I think they've got a shot.
I think you could say, hey, Duke was our first or second team out last week. they have added a 10-win team over like a power conference runner-up. And now we have them 25 and JMU not 25.
Or 23 and 24.
Sure.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, they could do it, but
Did you guys see this Stammel report about Vanderbilt looking for the 13th game?
yeah, that's a great thing to float out there.
They called anybody?
That's how competitive they are, Danny.
Yeah.
That's how much they want it.
That's a great thing.
I saw somebody told me last night they had to play in Hawaii or Alaska. I was like, all right, you got fished.
Yeah.
You got catfished if that was the case. But
Manti says, hey.
I'd love to see Barton have to go to Alaska on short notice. Like logistics of that. Your football ops guy is like, we're playing where?
Yeah.
In 3 days.
I know what sweater he'd wear.
Well, what, the Yale sweater?
No, the brown one he has with all the
Oh, yeah. All right. Coming up on the other side, we continue our run through championship weekend with our very best bets. Taking a look at some of the group of 5 and our Moneyline Sprinkles. Next. Back here on the Cover 3 podcast. Now let's dive into some of the Friday action in conference championship weekend. We will start, by the way, Friday, quad box status. Maybe the last quad box of the season. We might get a bowl with a little bit of crossover, but yeah, 4 games all going on. Let's start at 7 o'clock out in the aforementioned Sun Belt, where JMU plays host to Troy. Who's got a lock?
Did you hear the breaking news? Looks like we know who James Madison's next coach might be. Sunbelt Billy's coming home.
really?
No way.
Zenitz is reporting that former Florida head coach Billy Napier has emerged as a person of interest for the James Madison head coaching job.
All right, Zenitz is, I should not laugh about person of interest, but just the carousel has been so crazy that person of interest, targeting, zeroed in on, I've heard that a lot, but yeah.
I know people rag on that style of reporting, but I actually think it's pretty good.
I agree.
Like stuff does change at the last minute. Like Penn State definitely told some of these coaches who took jobs over the weekend that they were good, and then they were not good with Satake, right? Like to say it's done when it's not signed would not be truthful reporting. I kind of like this. Hey, they're zeroing in on like their top target. Like it lets the public know the process.
But
I know
person of interest is also what we say in a manhunt.
Well, you are hunting a man to coach your football team.
The most dangerous game, the coaching carousel. Anybody got anything for JMU Troy?
Yeah.
What
Give
do we
me
got?
Troy team total under 12.5. I don't think Troy's very good, especially on offense. I think James Madison is much better. I do think James Madison has all the incentive in the world to run this up. So I don't hate the spread either, but I'm more confident in this play.
Fight.
Oh,
What a specific fight.
Yeah, I actually had this before. I think that Troy with Goose Crowder, I know they have some offensive line injuries, but I do think with Goose back, they can score 2 touchdowns. I don't disagree that JMU will probably push pace and try to run this up. But if they push pace, it also gives Troy more opportunities.
29 degrees and wintry mix in Harrisonburg on Friday night. Honestly, the most conditions game, I think, of conference championship weekend.
that's Big Ten weather right there.
There you go.
Hey, and Gerard Parker played where? Or coached where?
You coached at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. He's used to it. Now, is Troy? Not really. But I'll stick with the narrative here. They're going to fight.
What other podcast is giving you a fight between the Troy team total for the Sun Belt Championship? This is the
Absolutely
only way you're
not.
going to find that.
All right. Thank you all for posting all your Spotify Wrapped. Those are awesome. The current leader is 13,028 minutes listened. If anybody has more, that is 230 hours, I think, of listening to us on Spotify. Holy cow, we love you. If anybody can beat 1328, please post it.
Wow.
Also, seek help.
No, keep it coming, baby. And also fill out a survey. Let us know what you think. You
Please.
listen more than the hosts do, so please let us know what you think. All right. Also, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS Sports Network, AM First Stadium, Jacksonville, Alabama, Kennesaw State against Jacksonville State, as we talked about in Big Game Breakdown. Fun game. Conference USA had a definitive top tier. These two teams were there. Anybody got a lock on this one? I'm going to take Jack State.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So, it sort of hinted at this yesterday. This is the second straight road game for Kennesaw, and Kennesaw just did 48-42 double overtime at Liberty. Things got a little bit dicey. Not that it was easy for Jacksonville State against Western Kentucky. They needed a game-winning field goal with 28 seconds left. So both of them are coming off, dramatic, big games. But did Jacksonville State, I understand, totally different head coach, Rich Rodriguez, not Charles Kelly, but Jacksonville State won the Conference USA title, I believe, on their home field last season. Now they're back in it again. I think that you might actually have a little bit of you might have some home field advantage here. Obviously, as in our G5 draft way back when on CBS Sports Network, I took Cam Cook. I think Cam Cook could be a difference maker in a game like this. So, give me Jacksonville State plus the 2.5.
Lock agreement. I think matchup-wise, Jacksonville State's going to be able to move the ball on the ground in this game, which makes them a very live dog.
For contest purposes, I should just say agreement to match you guys, but I really need 3 for this to be an actual bet. So I got to pass.
Man has principles.
Man has principles. We appreciate that. Danny, nothing?
Nothing.
Ullman Stadium, Nolens, Louisiana. Tulane playing host to North Texas. The head coach of the Florida Gators taking on the head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But we've got the spot in the college football playoff on the line for either Tulane or North Texas. Who's got a lock?
I do.
Okay.
Lamb. Give me North Texas minus 2.5. I think this is a very good offense. They had a horrible performance against South Florida, which is probably the game most people have seen them play in, and I think that may have clouded the judgment of this team for many. But I think offensively, everything that could go wrong for them that night went wrong for them, and it just snowballed. And I think they've been themselves in every game since, and I just don't have enough faith in this Tulane offense to keep up. So North Texas minus 2.5.
Do you remember the score of that game against South Florida?
63-27.
63-36, which means that in even their worst game, they scored more than 34.5 points. North Texas team total over 34.5. The offense knows one speed, and that is to be able to go and to let it rip. And Tulane's defense, while, thanks to the competition, statistically, they were able to shore things up. Thank you, Charlotte. I still think that we have seen throughout this season the defense get a little bit carved up by UTSA, get a little bit carved up by Memphis, get a little bit carved up by FAU. That's where I think Drew Mestamaker and the Mean Green. So whether or not this is a game that North Texas is able to win handily, whether it's a shootout, whether they lose, I think that they get to 35 points.
Give me Tulane.
Ooh.
Wow.
Home team.
Fight.
Wait,
If this is not photoshopped,
I was curious to see what he was. This looks important.
this guy Will Sherratt says, I might have a lead on the field similar to the lead you have in Sprinkles. He is from Austin, Texas. Looks like he's maybe a meteorologist.
Are you hijacking another Locks episode with the non?
Yes, because this guy has 25,721 minutes listened.
Okay, fair. That's okay. That's better than Florida State's future schedule in Notre Dame.
Holy cow.
That's right.
All right, so assuming this is even possible, the new number to beat is 25,271, which is 421 hours.
Let's go. Love that.
Or 17 and a half straight days of listening.
And that's the way he listened to every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Danny. Tulane. What do we got?
I think Tulane has played a tougher schedule. I think they're a little bit more battle tested. I think they got a little better coach, and I'm going to believe in Jake Retzlaff that he can get it done.
All right. But you got
It's
anything?
supposed to see the weather forecast as well.
It's supposed to get a little rainy. Yeah, right?
Yeah, a little bit rainy.
It's going to be
Hey,
tough for those defensive backs.
Could slow down that time. Most quarterbacks I know don't like throwing it in the rain.
I actually don't have a play on this.
Okay. Damn. Bud with nothing on Tulane?
I know.
Wow.
It's spooky.
Think so. You know what? Honestly, Bud not having a play on this game makes me far more confident.
In North Texas.
Yeah.
All right. And then also, again, the fourth game of Friday night, UNLV at Boise State. This is in Albertson Stadium. Who's got a lock?
Boise team total over.
Ooh, damn. What's the number? That's a good bet.
30.5.
30.5,
Madison's
yeah.
back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On my notepad, I was like, hey, Cutforth just threw for 341.
Yeah, I
against
was going to
Utah
say he's
State.
figuring things out.
He's just starting to get going. Well, yeah, that's 56-31 Boise in the first meeting, and Boise rolled up 294 rushing yards in that game. And like, it's not a weather game, even though it's Boise. 38, maybe a little chance of rain. I mean, that's for Boise in early December. That's whatever. But that still is the island of misfit toys being, rolled out there on the Smurf turf.
On defense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just are really asking a lot out of them. So I definitely see where you're going at with that one. All right. Anything else on Mountain West?
And I got to commend Chip for being a man of honor and not just saying agreement for contest purposes.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want the best show more than anything.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a smart play.
As if breaking Florida State Notre Dame scheduling news is not the best.
It is not the best show.
Hey, listen, we can be entertaining and news breakers.
This is true.
That's true. All right, then on Saturday we do have, as it was intended, noon Eastern time. We've got from Ford Field in Detroit, the MAC championship game, Miami, Ohio against Western Michigan. Who's got a lock?
I do.
Okay.
You know he's going to be on that sideline, red sweater vest,
Oh, hell yeah.
buzz cut, looking tight and sharp and ready to win another MAC title. He was there last year with the Red Hawks, came up a little bit short against Ohio, losing 38-3. These boys have revenge on their mind, and they're facing a Western Michigan squad that ain't been in this spot since the days of Corey Davis and PJ Fleck. They're not ready for this. Give me Miami, Ohio plus 2.5.
I mean, dude, this is the classic throwing it like a vase game, right?
Yeah. Which, by the way, Thomas Gotkowski did just carve up Ball State. So if you're concerned about the fact that Miami, Ohio does not have the quarterback who scored the team's only touchdowns in the 26-17 win against Western Michigan earlier this season, that would be Daquan Finn, who left the team. I went to check up on Daquan. He does look like he will be appearing in some of the, I don't want to say Senior Bowl, but some of the all-star games that are going to be going on at the end of the season. I'm glad for him, but he ain't a part of this one. So they'll need Gotkowski to be able to get out there and get it done. Anybody else grabbing anything here?
Will.
Not right now.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. What a tease. What a tease. Danny, you got anything else?
Nope.
I will say
P4DK over here.
throwing a vase is actually it's actually a pottery term. It means the process of shaping the vessel from clay on a potter's wheel.
I mean, look at what we offer the people.
Yeah.
We all remember that scene from Ghost.
You cannot beat this anywhere else. All right, let's review what we've got for championship.
Oh.
What?
Chip, did you forget to brush your teeth?
Oh, is he still allowed?
All right. All I could say about this Ole Miss deal which this is not all he could say. We'll say his texts have been tremendous over the past week. But all I could say about this Ole Miss deal on air is thank God Lane Kiffin is good at play calling. We don't need another. I don't actually think I can read that part. I don't want to get us sued. On to my picks. I have two that we can call, quote, conspiracy plays. I do not believe CFB is rigged, but if there ever was a time for tampering, Texas Tech minus 12.5, UVA minus 3.5, tooth emoji, lock emoji.
Like no chaos, basically?
Yeah.
Like if we just want to solidify things and we'll get Virginia, Virginia's in there at the 11, American winner is in there at the 12, Notre Dame gets the 10, and just sort of let everything play out somewhat similar to the way it looks now?
That's correct.
Did the dentist share any picks for Vanderbilt's hypothetical game?
I will ask him. Let's see. The problem is yesterday was signing day, so I think I have like 50 texts to scroll through just to get back to him. All
right. To review our championship week picks, Bud Scott, Ohio State -4, Texas Tech -12.5, Alabama +3, Duke team total over 27.5, Boise team total over 30.5, Troy team total over 12.5. Chips on. Ohio State third quarter -0.5 point. Indiana fourth quarter +0.5 point. Georgia -2.5. Georgia, Alabama first half under 24. North Texas team total over 34.5. And Jacksonville State +2.5. Danny's got Ohio State, Indiana first half under 23.5. BYU, Texas Tech under 49.5. Alabama +3. Duke +4.5. Tulane +2.5. And Tom's on. Ohio State -4. BYU, Texas Tech under 49.5. Indiana team total under 21.5. Georgia, Alabama first half under 24. North Texas -2.5. Troy team total under 12.5. Jacksonville State +2.5. BYU team total under 17.5. Duke, Virginia over 57.5. Miami, Ohio +2.5. And those were the locks sponsored by Cash App. As you heard me say at the top of the show, new Cash App users can use our code to get free money. Use our code COVER3, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 right in your account. Thank you to Cash App. Coming up on the other side, our Moneyline Sprinkles for championship weekend and more. Next.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. When you need your sports in a snap, find it on CBS Sports HQ, streaming free anywhere you are.
Back here on the Cover 3 podcast, and now it's time for Moneyline Sprinkles, brought to you by FanDuel. Play your game. All right, so week 14 in the Sprinkles provided. Bud, nothing from Cincinnati, Maryland, or Rice. Chip, nothing from Utah State, Coastal, or Washington. Danny, nothing from Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, Arizona State, Michigan, or Auburn.
Bad.
And Tom,
I got 3 right.
Woo!
Oh, you sprayed the board.
Got 3 right, Danny. That's 3 more than the rest of you
1,
combined.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sprinkles from Tom last week. Brought home Texas +115, Clemson +120, and Vanderbilt +135. So 3 correct sprinkles means he's got the honors on the tee box here from having the best week. So what are we sprinkling this week, Tom?
As the hottest sprinkler in town, I'm going to give you guys some advice for this week's picks. Just tail me and you're going to win. 2 of them go in line with my locks. Give me Jacksonville State +120, as well as Miami of Ohio +120. I'll take the points. I'll take them straight up. That's a lot of times how these conference championship games go. And then we've discussed it. The most hilarious possible outcome of this entire weekend, after all the debate, after all of this, is if Troy just beats James Madison. So give me Troy +1,500.
Bud, you wanna jump in there? You got anything sprinkling?
Miami, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, what do we get? 115?
120.
All right, 120 works there. I'm going to need a ruling on this. Are FCS playoffs fair game?
Ooh, yeah.
For Sprinkles, I say yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I took
Yeah.
an FCS line, lost it with Montana State.
Yeah,
We'll never
'cause,
forget
well-
Merrimack.
Give me Yale
Yeah.
plus 1,800.
Hey, look. I mean, they
This
already.
is not, this is not like my personal play. I know two guys who bet FCS pretty well, and they both said like Yale plus 30 is a go, and it's down to 28.5. But like, all right,
Montana State ain't seen bodies like these Ivy Leaguers that are coming their way.
I mean, Yale already had one win as a dog, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ranchers versus private equity that owns the ranch.
What is what
As old as time.
Oh man, Barton's gonna hate me. Isn't it Bula Bula? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's right. Bula Bula says Bud Elliott. Danny, what you sprinkling?
Give me Bama, Alabama over Georgia. Give me Indiana. I mentioned before, feel foolish. Which side would I feel foolish on? Wouldn't be shocked. I know Ohio State's really good, and they might get better and win the national championship. But I do think it does mean a little bit more to Indiana. I don't know. Just a hunch.
Don't buy it.
And then, I mean, you said hilarious. I thought for sure you were going to go with
BYU.
Duke.
Oh, Duke.
No, that's
Oh,
the
give me
saddest
Duke.
possible outcome.
Give me Duke.
Give me Indiana. I'll back up my Jacksonville State. Think they get it done on the field at home. And then, yeah, let's go with the haunches. BYU, best number. Plus 450.
BYU
Kalani Sitake, Crumble Cookie Bump.
425.
I like it too.
Ooh.
Lower scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, just, we'll see. We'll
You
see.
said you're in on Indiana too?
Yes. Yeah. Because it's, I have, I don't know if I've gotten a good read on the Big 12 title game. It's just, it's a hard game for me to get my arms around. But for Sprinkles, especially at the more than 4-1, yeah, let's say BYU is able to make everyone say the wonderful phrase, "It's hard to beat a team twice." So, to review our Moneyline Sprinkles for championship weekend, Bud will be sprinkling Miami, Ohio plus 120 and Yale plus 1,800. I've got BYU plus 425 and Indiana plus 175. Tanny's got Alabama plus 120, Indiana plus 175, Duke plus 170. And Tom's got Jacksonville State plus 120, Miami, Ohio plus 120, and Troy plus 1,500. Trojans, own up. And those were the Moneyline Sprinkles brought to you by FanDuel. Play your game. Woo! All right.
I love Danny Grace in the chat. I'm talking about, Evan King talking about Pavia's brothers are going to fight a polar bear as a side match. They go to Alaska.
So we just 9 games on the slate. We still filled up 63 minutes. Now, granted, we were able to promote 5-star. Go see 5-star on Paramount Plus. I did have a little section carved out, and we can be quick here. I mean, it's kind of a fluid conversation. And Bud, I guess I'll throw this to you first. From the ongoings of the coaching carousel, and I will not do what I did before and ever declare the coaching carousel over. I've learned my lesson. But at some point, we will do a full deep dive, job by job, really getting into the pros, the cons, the expectations, and more. But as we sit here now, at this stage in the process, what in the moment is standing out to you as either a move that was made recently, one that we should keep an eye on? How are you looking at the current state of the carousel?
Is Klein officially going to Kansas State? Like, I was so caught up in signing day stuff yesterday. Like, I kind of like Kleiman's done, right? Officially.
Yeah,
Kleiman
Kleiman has
will
officially announced his retirement.
Kleiman will coach the bowl game. Colin Klein will not join until Texas A&M season is done.
Gotcha. But it is officially like Colin Klein is going.
Yes.
That is not official yet, but it is widely expected that it will be Colin Klein.
Okay.
He is the person of interest.
That is, I mean, a lot of teams I think were circling Klein as a next year guy. So that's Kansas State jumping the line, getting one of their own. You know, I think.
I think it might also be climbing. Like, I don't know if I think he's a guy who's been like an OG who doesn't love the current landscape. You know, he's had an issue with his players this year, a couple of them. Who was the running back?
Dylan
Edwards.
Dylan Edwards. You know, the issues he had with him. I just think he might be. He's only 58. He said he's retiring. I don't know, I think he might just be kind of over it.
And I mean, he is going to, while he does not get credit because Colin Klein was an awesome, I mean, I don't legend might be too much, but you know, kind of a
really, really good,
really good, you know, school Hall of Fame level quarterback. But I don't think that Kleiman feels bad passing it off to his former offensive coordinator, you know?
Right.
You know, like there's that, like, I'm stepping aside, but then the guy that I, you know, brought in here is now going to take over. You know, he can feel like that's going to be in a decent place.
Did he also have a health thing last year? I thought so. I could be mistaken on that.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean,
Kyle Whittingham's tomorrow. He's supposed to announce.
The official retirement.
According to his contract, he has to let people know he's coming back or he's retiring.
Oh, it's gonna be a sleepless night for the wife.
The Penn State fans, when they thought they had Kalani Sitake on lock, said that he was going to have his pick of all the best assistants from BYU and Utah and make a state of Utah super team of coaching assistants. But sorry, that fan fiction.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh,
bada bing.
Like the hot rumor right now is what, Matt Campbell in Penn State?
Or Terry Smith.
Yeah. Last I heard, it was going to be like boosters are pushing for Terry.
We've been saying like, hey, go Terry Smith a little bit like Deshaun, and then have a new guy in place by like late September of next year.
Right.
I think that search has really, I mean, obviously you look at the results, they kind of speak for themselves. I think there's a lot of different people pulling in a lot of different directions who all want very different things. And that I also think that there are still a lot of people involved in that search who have an antiquated view of the landscape and the job that they're offering.
I will say it is fairly, them botching this has real consequences because like they had a pretty nice recruiting class going, but the 27 class in Pennsylvania and the surrounding area is like loaded, like, you know, once every 5 or 10 years level of talent based on what we've been able to identify so far. So like, if they screw this up, that's really going to hurt them down the road more than just like screwing up a normal coaching search does.
Yeah, it's bad.
So
doesn't mean they can't salvage it, but it's bad.
If you Google Robbie Calland college football extensions, Penn State, Robbie Calland college football extensions, Penn State. We had Robbie Calland buyout. He's got a running tracker of all the coaches who've made money off of the Penn State opening. This is Kurt Signetti, Matt Rule, Mike Elko, Eli Drinkwitz, Clark Lee, Kalani Sitake, Brent Key, and Jeff Brom. All Kalani Sitake, nothing officially on the contract extension. Jeff Brom has simply notified Louisville he's done talking to other schools. I don't know if I would assume a contract extension follows, but there's been
somebody bet Brom no really hard yesterday morning on Kalshi.
Well, yesterday afternoon is when he let it be known he ain't leaving.
Well, somebody knew before.
I know of a head coach who has Big Ten experience, and he also has experience recruiting at Penn State. Tim Beckman. That's going to be an inside joke for me and Illini and Penn State fans.
Okay.
Guess you two don't understand it. But remember when the Joe Pa stuff happened? And Tim Beckman was the coach at Illinois, and Beckman and his staff showed up at Penn State's campus trying to recruit Penn State players, telling them to transfer to Illinois.
Oh, during practice?
Uh-huh.
Standing outside the practice field.
Big time coaching experience. He's recruited at Penn State.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
No, I saw the everyone is doing the coaching tree for 2015 Alabama. And then I saw somebody put together the Tim Beckman coaching tree, which is now starting to look even more robust and impressive as more coaches land and move up in the world.
Matt Campbell, Alex Golish.
Yep. All right. Anything else we need to hit before we get out of here and turn our attention to Friday and Saturday?
Really excited to watch these. Some really good matchups.
Yeah. It was so funny, Bud. I thought about, I don't think championship weekend is sicko mode appropriate. If you made it to if you made it to a conference championship game, Duke, Virginia was the only one that I had on my radar, which you could maybe argue is sicko mode.
I agree.
I just think that we should honor the accomplishment. You made it to a conference championship game. This ain't sicko mode. This is winning time. So good luck to everybody. We look forward to following up on all the action. Again, when the Big Ten game goes final, it should not be long after that we are live on youtube.com/cover3 with our instant reaction to all the championship weekend action. Then less than 12 hours later, noon Eastern time Sunday, youtube.com/cover3. Once again, where to find us. We'll be getting the live show started for our reaction to the college football playoff bracket. That will include sort of a live look in. We watch it as you watch it. We react to it, but then also are way too early, right off the cuff. These are the matchups. What do we think about the first round? What do we think about the bracket? Just much like the NCAA tournament, we spend all this time talking about who's in, who's not, what seed are you going to get. But once that thing is set, the time for complaining is over, and then it's just about talking about the football. So I look forward to that portion of the proceedings, noon Eastern time on Sunday, 11:30 approximately on Saturday. And you can follow him on Twitter at TimeForNell. You can follow him at Bud Elliott 3. Follow him at Danny Kanell. Follow me at Chip _Patterson. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.